The video you're about to watch is a video that covers how to fabricate the MAGLOCK, focusing on laminating the battery pack directly into the socket utilizing a 3/8" tubing which runs directly from the battery pack to the MAGLOCK to protect the wires.
Okay, for laminating the MAGLOCK, we have the parts that we're going to use. This is the dummy provided by MAGLOCK with your kit. This is another dummy for the side for your pin to go in, which you're going to release with. And the other parts I have used, I am using Bulldog laminating kit, and we're going to use that for making the final lamination. This little dummy I made measuring the battery pack. This is the battery pack size, and then I have a piece of 1/4" tubing. It comes with your Harmony systems, the same kind of tubing. Also comes with PDIs for your locking systems. The other side of the dummy has holes already in it. I took the liberty to drill a hole in the middle so I can set this pin in it so that we can have a good form to make a bottom that's nice and flat so we can connect our pyramid to it. I drilled a 1/4" hole in my dummy that was provided with your MAGLOCK, 1/4" on that. And then on my dummy that I fabricated, I drilled another 1/4" hole on the bottom so I can fit my tubing in both of them. Your kit comes with dummies. This is a large dummy. It's a small dummy, and they are to be placed on your molds. You can put it on here for your before your lamination. I choose to flatten mine off. There is a magnet on the bottom of the dummy, and I put a screw in my socket where I know center is, and get it set up, ready to pull a PVA bag and begin initial setup. The little pegs that I have that are going to go into the top so we can get a good lamination over the top of it or the end of the limb. We're going to put Vaseline on all the threaded ends. I have my PVA bag with my dummy set up. Everything's in place. I've taken my little hose tubing and I cut it to my length where I'm going to put my dummy in place, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to fill it full of because it's hollow, I'm going to take it and fill it full of Vaseline so nothing fills up inside of it. I'm going to be doing it just by pressing it in the Vaseline until it keeps coming up and filling up the hose all the way. Did a layup of 2 layers of Nye glass where it comes out the top. We cut holes for relief. Now the next layer, we're going to do 1 layer of Synthex. Synthex, it's a product very much like carbon fiber, stronger, and this is what we're going to put on next. First layer of Synthex is now on the mold. First layer of Synthex is on the mold. I am going to do a layer of Nye glass, 2 layers, but I'm going to do 1 layer first, and then I will place the dummies in place. Okay, so now I've put the dummy in place with the dummy tube full of Vaseline, gone into my other 1/4" hole in my dummy for the valve, for the release part of the lock. Go ahead. So as you can see, I have reflected the Nye glass back over it, holding the dummies in place, and now I'll reflect the rest of the Synthex over it, and then do one more layer of Nye glass for the finish look. Okay, the dummy is in place with 2 layers of Nye glass, then a layer of Synthex, a layer of Nye glass, then I have the dummies put on top, held in place by the next layer of Nye glass. In between, here comes, then on top of that's a finished layer of Nye glass, of Synthex, and then a final 2 layers of Nye glass for the finish. At the top, trimming the material around the pins to expose them for the putting on the top piece for the lamination finish. Hand tighten the lamination dummy in place. There are some recesses on the bottom of the lamination dummy for the pins so that your resin can get underneath. Okay, after final lamination, we have it all finished up. There's our battery pack dummy laminated into place with the tube. Hopefully you'll see this finished up. I'm going to trim it out and then we will take it apart. As you can see, right inside the dummy has been removed. Grinded off the posterior lamination. The bottom is nice and flat, has a nice finish to it, so we can just put our attachment plate connected to it. The material used for my dummy, ProFlex with silicone, kind of wedged it out. I'm going to pull it out so you can see right here is my tubing, and we're going to pull that out with a pair of pliers and then finish everything up and put it together, and I'll show you what it looks like. You can see that my tubing is sticking out of the lamination on both ends, the battery holder and in the release hole. Tube was heated and removed. Here's the tube, still full of Vaseline. Okay, we have our magnet lock, our battery compartment, cable. So what we're going to do is we're going to push this in. It's in place. Battery compartment's in place. We'll reattach the cable, put the lock in. Okay, so we drop the lock in, remove the release pin. We're going to put the release pin back in and then bolt on pyramid distally to hold her in place. So lock is installed distally. There's the cable, the lock release. You can shorten this, attach to the bottom nice and flat. Battery pack in place. Now you can screw it down with little arm screws, or you can use Velcro on the back. This happens to just fit right in nice and tight. So battery installed. You heard a release. Should reset. and ready to go. Finished maglock with a hidden cable.